A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. An American monkey, after getting drunk on brandy, would never touch it again, and thus is much wiser than most men. Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge. It is those who know little, and not those who know much, who so positively assert that this or that problem will never be solved by science. I love fools' experiments. I am always making them. I cannot persuade myself that a beneficent and omnipotent God would have designedly created parasitic wasps with the express intention of their feeding within the living bodies of caterpillars. We must, however, acknowledge, as it seems to me, that man with all his noble qualities still bears in his bodily frame the indelible stamp of his lowly origin. I am turned into a sort of machine for observing facts and grinding out conclusions. The mystery of the beginning of all things is insoluble by us, and I for one must be content to remain an agnostic. The highest possible stage in moral culture is when we recognize that we ought to control our thoughts. My mind seems to have become a kind of machine for grinding general laws out of large collections of facts. Man is descended from a hairy-tailed quadruped, probably arboreal in its habits. Man tends to increase at a greater rate than his means of subsistence. A man's friendships are one of the best measures of his worth. At some future period, not very distant as measured by centuries, the civilized races of man will almost certainly exterminate and replace the savage races throughout the world. A moral being is one who is capable of reflecting on his past actions and their motives, of approving of some and disapproving of others. If the misery of the poor be caused not by the laws of nature, but by our institutions, great is our sin. The very essence of instinct is that it's followed independently of reason. It is a cursed evil to any man to become as absorbed in any subject as I am in mine. Animals, whom we have made our slaves, we do not like to consider our equal. How paramount the future is to the present when one is surrounded by children. A scientific man ought to have no wishes, no affections, a mere heart of stone. On the ordinary view of each species having been independently created, we gain no scientific explanation. To kill an error is as good a service as, and sometimes even better than, the establishing of a new truth or fact.